The hidden power of a hug. Unlock her heart and create emotional magnetism. Stoic bloom. Have you ever wondered why some men seem to leave a lasting impression with just a single embrace? What if I told you that your ability to connect emotionally can be silently tested in something as simple as a hug? And what if the key to unlocking a woman's heart wasn't in what you say, but in how you hold her when no words are spoken? Let's explore how a Stoic approach to presence and vulnerability can turn a fleeting hug into something unforgettable. Part 1. The unspoken language of a hug. There's something mysteriously powerful about a hug, a silent language that transcends touch and speaks straight to the heart. It isn't just a casual gesture or a polite greeting. A hug is a test, a bridge, and sometimes a silent proposal of deeper emotional intimacy. It holds a potential most men completely overlook. You see, in the art of attraction, words are often overrated. But a hug? That's where real stories begin. Imagine this. You're standing with her, no words exchanged, only the warmth of bodies gently pressed together. It might seem small, it might feel brief, but in that moment, she isn't just hugging you. She's listening to the unspoken part of you, the version of you that can't lie, the version that reveals whether you're confident, grounded, emotionally present, or distracted, hesitant, and disconnected. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Now apply that to your body language. If your mind is chaotic, unsure, or fearful, it bleeds through your posture, your touch, your hesitation. But if your mind is still, focused, and open, she feels it. A Stoic man knows the present moment is the only one we truly possess. And there's no moment more present than a sincere, lingering hug. Let's stop pretending hugs are trivial. They're not. They are emotional exchanges cloaked in simplicity. The pressure, the duration, the subtle tension or ease. Each of these elements is part of the language she is speaking and waiting for you to understand. To her, a hug is a litmus test of your emotional intelligence. Most men pull away too quickly, or they overthink. They miss the point. But a man who understands Stoicism knows that it's not about performing. It's about presence. It's about being still in the chaos of attraction, calmly grounded in who he is, even when nothing is said. So next time she leans in, don't treat it like a mere custom. Treat it like an opportunity, a quiet invitation, a portal into something deeper. And if this idea feels strange or subtle, good. That means it matters. Because what truly matters in life rarely shouts. Before we move to the next insight, if this content resonates with the calm warrior in you, take a moment to support the Stoic Bloom Tribe. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it with a friend or a fellow overthinker who hugs like a confused robot. Drop a comment below and let us know the last time a hug really meant something. Don't be shy. Marcus wouldn't be. Stoic Bloom, where emotional clarity meets timeless masculinity. Part 2. Reading her signals. What her hug really means. Every hug a woman gives you carries a message. Whether she intends to or not, her body is speaking a language of comfort, curiosity, attraction, or distance. The question is, are you fluent enough to understand it? A hug isn't just a spontaneous collision of arms. It's often a subtle signal, a quiet test of your emotional radar. The way she leans in, the pressure of her arms, the duration, even the placement of her head, these are all clues. And if you're paying attention, they tell a far richer story than words ever could. Think back. Have you ever noticed how a woman might pull you in a little tighter than expected? How she might linger just half a second longer? How her hand rests gently against your back, rather than just tapping and retreating? These aren't mechanical gestures. They are signs, invitations, small openings into her emotional world. But here's the catch. If you rush through the moment, if you treat it like a procedural checkpoint, you miss the story. Worse, you send the message that you're not listening. And that's a message that echoes far louder than silence. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." And often, men imagine that every hug is just politeness, or they assume every close hug must mean she wants something more. Both are illusions. The truth lies in the moment, in the energy, in the emotional tone of her presence. So pause, feel it, let her presence register. Respond, not with calculation, but with calm awareness. If she presses closer, lean in gently. If she lingers, linger too. Not to make a move, but to say without words, "I see you, I feel this too." This isn't about decoding her like a puzzle. It's about being emotionally available enough to share the moment honestly. When she hugs you, don't just be a body, be a presence. And that, in the world of silent communication, speaks louder than anything you could ever say. Stoic bloom, where emotional clarity meets timeless masculinity. Part 3, the 4 types of hugs and how to respond. Now that you know her hug is a signal, it's time to understand the different dialects in her silent language. Not every hug is created equal. Some are brief and casual, some linger with meaning, and each one offers you a rare window into her emotional landscape, if you're wise enough to pay attention. Let's decode the 4 most common types of hugs and how a Stoic man should respond to each. 1. The friendly pat hug. This is the lightest of them all. It's quick, polite, and usually comes with a few pats on the back. No romantic weight here yet. But don't panic. This isn't rejection. This is her way of establishing emotional safety. Your job isn't to escalate, it's to stay calm, grounded, and warm. Look her in the eyes, smile with ease, stand tall. Your presence in that moment signals to her subconscious, this man doesn't flinch when things don't go his way. That alone is powerfully attractive. 2. The comfortable hold. This hug lasts longer. There's weight in the contact. It says, "I trust you, I feel safe with you." But maybe not, "I want you." Not yet. Here, your response is crucial. Don't break the hug first. Don't rush it. Hold it just a second longer than expected. Let your arms anchor her. When she looks up, meet her eyes with soft confidence. Let your presence say, "I'm not going anywhere." 3. The lingering embrace. Now things are heating up. She holds on longer. Maybe she presses her body a little closer. This is not just comfort. This is curiosity or attraction. This is your cue to match her energy. Don't dominate it. Mirror it. A gentle touch to her back, a slow breath, a calm lean in without pressure. These are your instruments. What you're communicating is, "I'm tuned in. I'm not rushing this. I'm here with you." 4. The intimate hug. This one speaks volumes. Her body is fully against yours. Her hands may glide along your back. Her head might rest on your shoulder. This is not politeness. It's emotional vulnerability. Don't break the spell. Let the moment breathe. Let your arms cradle her. Be still. Be warm. Be silent. You're not seducing here. You're holding space. And that, ironically, is often more seductive than any line or move you could ever attempt. When you learn to read these silent scripts and respond without fear or hurry, you become more than a man. You become a sanctuary. And if you've ever wanted to master the art of attraction without saying a word, this is it. Before we break down the next layer of emotional intimacy, help spread the Stoic signal. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with that one friend who thinks hugging is a handshake with emotions. Drop a comment below. What kind of hug have you been blind to until now? Stoic bloom, where emotional clarity meets timeless masculinity. Part 4, Emotional Presence, the true secret to connection. What if the most powerful thing you could offer in a hug was nothing more than your full attention? Not your charm, not your technique, just presence. Emotional presence is the forgotten art of truly being, not doing, not proving, not strategizing. It's the act of showing up with your mind where your body already is. In a time when everyone is half distracted and half invested, presence has become rare. And because it's rare, it's magnetic. Think about the last time someone was fully present with you. No phone, no rush, no subtle glancing around the room, just steady eye contact, quiet patience, and the feeling that, for this one fleeting moment, you mattered. That's what emotional presence feels like. In the context of a hug, this presence is everything. When you hug a woman and you're truly there, not thinking about what happens after, not worried about how long it's been, she feels it, not just with her body, but with her nervous system. Her guard slowly drops because your stillness tells her, you're safe here. Marcus Aurelius once reflected, nowhere you can go is more peaceful, more free of interruptions than your own soul. This is the kind of peace she unconsciously searches for in you. So instead of rushing through the hug or trying to perform intimacy, allow the moment to breathe. Feel her body relax into yours, match her rhythm. Ground yourself with your breath. There's no finish line to chase here, only depth to explore. Presence also means resisting the temptation to make it about you. You don't have to figure out what she's thinking. You don't need to impress her with words or gestures. You only need to offer your calm. That is what she'll remember. Not the pressure of your arms, but the peace within them. Stillness speaks, and in that stillness, something sacred is exchanged. Trust. The Stoic man doesn't anxiously seek connection. He becomes the space where connection naturally occurs. He trains himself to be unshaken in silence, confident without words, and peaceful even when intimacy makes others tremble. And in doing so, he becomes unforgettable. Not because he said the right things, but because he didn't run from the quiet. A woman doesn't remember your best line. She remembers the way time stood still when you stopped trying to escape it. Stoic bloom, where emotional clarity meets timeless masculinity. Part 5, Vulnerability and Emotional Mastery. Vulnerability, it's a word many men fear, misunderstand, or outright reject. Somewhere along the way, we were told that being vulnerable makes us weak, that showing emotion or leaning into discomfort would somehow strip us of our masculinity. But in reality, Stoicism teaches the opposite. It is through knowing ourselves, facing discomfort, and embracing openness that we gain true power. Seneca once said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." Vulnerability is not weakness. It's the battlefield where emotional strength is forged, and in the space between two bodies during a hug, this battlefield quietly appears. When you embrace a woman and you allow her to feel that you're emotionally present, not guarded, not pretending, you're telling her something no words could convey. I'm here, I'm whole, and I'm not afraid of being seen. Emotional mastery doesn't mean shutting down your feelings. It means understanding them. It means recognizing when fear, shame, or anxiety rise, and choosing not to be ruled by them. It means feeling everything but being owned by nothing. If your past has taught you to close off, to armor up, to turn tenderness into sarcasm or silence, now is the time to unlearn that. The next time she hugs you and your body tenses because you don't know what to do with that closeness, pause, breathe, let yourself stay. You're not just holding her, you're holding the weight of your own growth. And when she senses that you're not fleeing, not flinching, not hiding, something magical happens. Her walls soften, her trust builds, because emotional safety is the true currency of intimacy. And here's the unexpected twist. The more you embrace vulnerability, the stronger you become. You're not walking through life avoiding rejection. You're walking through it unshaken. That steadiness becomes magnetic, not because you're unfeeling, but because you've made peace with feeling. Remember, in Stoicism, strength is not loud. It's not about controlling others or hiding your fears. It's about being so grounded in who you are that nothing, not even intimacy, can shake you. So the next time her arms find you, let yours say, "I'm not going anywhere, and neither is my presence." Before you move on, take a Stoic moment. If this message hit a soft spot, it probably means you're ready for the next step. So go ahead, subscribe to Stoic Bloom. Like the video, share it with a friend who still hugs like he's holding a suitcase, and drop a comment about your most unforgettable hug. Yes, even if it was awkward, we're here for that too. Stoic Bloom, where emotional clarity meets timeless masculinity. Part 6, Authenticity versus Manipulation, a Stoic man's approach. In a world flooded with tactics, tips, and emotional shortcuts, authenticity has become rare and therefore deeply attractive. But we need to clarify something essential. There's a thin, razor-sharp line between emotional awareness and emotional manipulation. One connects, the other controls. A hug, a real one, is not a performance. It's not an audition for approval or affection. When a woman offers you that space, that physical and emotional window into her world, what you do next speaks volumes about who you are. Are you being present because you want to understand her, or because you're trying to earn something from her? Epictetus reminds us, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Your intention will be felt in the silence between heartbeats, and trust me, she can feel it. Manipulation tries to engineer a moment. It watches for cues to exploit, mirrors emotions only to gain leverage, and hides true thoughts behind strategic smiles. Authenticity, on the other hand, welcomes the moment as it is. It seeks no reward, no validation, no script. It simply says, "This is me," open, grounded, and unafraid to feel. Authenticity doesn't mean oversharing or emotionally dumping. It doesn't mean turning every hug into a confessional. What it does mean is allowing your reactions to match your values. If you value connection, don't rush. If you value presence, stop checking the clock. If you value respect, don't touch what hasn't been invited. When you're authentic, she doesn't just see you, she feels you. Not because you're impressive, but because you're true. The modern man is often tempted to play games to win her attention or attraction. But the Stoic man knows that what's won by tactics is often lost by truth. And here's the beauty of this approach. When you stop trying to impress, you naturally become impressive. You shift from being a performer to being a presence. You stop looking for the perfect thing to say and start listening. You stop calculating her reaction and start noticing her energy. No manipulation can match the power of sincerity, and no amount of surface-level charm can replace the quiet strength of a man who is emotionally integrated. So the next time you're held in that moment, whether it's 2 seconds or 10, remember that who you are matters more than what you do. Women aren't waiting for you to be flawless, they're waiting for you to be real. Stoic Bloom, where emotional clarity meets timeless masculinity. Professional reflection. Stoic Bloom. This isn't just a video about a hug, it's an emotional journey where body language, emotional intelligence, and Stoic philosophy weave together a clear portrait of authentic connection between a man and a woman. The hug here is no longer a simple physical gesture. It becomes an invisible test, a quiet arena where a man is challenged on his level of presence, self-mastery, and emotional maturity. There's no script, no dialogue, just silence. And in that silence, his true nature is revealed. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." A man's soul is tinted by the quality of the thoughts he cultivates. And a hug, offered with calm sincerity and mindful intention, can become an unspoken beginning to a bond that runs deep and lasts long. The Stoic man doesn't need many words. He just needs to be fully present. Because in a noisy world, a quiet heart is what echoes the loudest. Be the man she remembers. If you've ever rushed through a moment and regretted it, if you've ever walked away from a hug wondering, was I really present for that? Then maybe you already know. What truly touches another heart isn't technique, it's presence. So don't just scroll past this moment. Join the journey of rediscovering what it means to be a modern man, one who doesn't run from vulnerability, who doesn't fear stillness, and who chooses depth over distraction. Subscribe to Stoic Bloom so you never miss another message that helps you live deeper, steadier, and still be unapologetically yourself. Share this video with a brother who's stuck between pretending to be strong and daring to show up. And if you're bold enough, leave a comment about a hug you've never forgotten. Who knows? You might just inspire someone to begin again with themselves. Stoic Bloom. Be still, be seen, be unforgettable.